going to try and do this the whole of winter.
Hello, this is Claire with Boundless Health. Today I want to talk to you about the second thing that I have done over the last little while to lose 20 centimeters around my stomach in only 8 weeks. Now, last time I spoke to you about Body Groove and how I just love it and how it has really helped me to become more mobile, etc. And today I want to tell you the second thing that I've been doing. Now, this thing that I'm talking about is probably, for many of you, it might seem a little bit extreme, but it has really changed my life. And I am now a firm believer in the Wim Hof Method. I'd like you to actually go and research it because it's such a vast concept, but it really has done something amazing for me, apart from the fact that I believe it has helped me to lose the weight. It's done a whole stack of different things for me as well. So I want to first just tell you a little bit about who Wim Hof is. He is a guy from the Netherlands, and he's also known as the Iceman. He has done a whole host of amazing things. He has 21 Guinness World Records for things that include underwater dive and swim for the longest time. Holding his breath underwater was something like 10 minutes. He climbed Kilimanjaro in only a pair of shorts. He has run a half marathon just above the Arctic Circle without shoes on. He also ran a half marathon in the Namib Desert with no shoes, and he did not have any water during his run. He hydrated afterwards with beer, which probably wouldn't work for us, but there you have it. He's an amazing person, and he has achieved a whole stack of things. Now, he tells us that we can all achieve these type of things if we follow his method. Now, I believe that his whole method is really mind over matter. And but he says it's based on three main things. It's the breathing, which is very important. I'm going to go into that in a little bit more detail. Then cold therapy, which might be a bit extreme for many people, but once you start it, it's really not that bad. And then the third thing is the mindset, the commitment factor that goes along with the whole Wim Hof method. What can you achieve with the Wim Hof method? Well, he speaks about all sorts of different things that can be cured. Maybe not cured is probably the wrong word to use here. I would say probably more symptoms relieved. So a whole stack of autoimmune disorders, rheumatoid arthritis, anxiety and depression. And then physical injuries can also, you can get rid of all of the symptoms and the long-lasting effects of physical injury. Multiple sclerosis, Parkinsons, Sarcoidosis, Vasculitis, and asthma can all find relief from these things if you practice the Wim Hof method. Now, for me, I like pushing limits. If you remember from one of my previous videos, I spoke about running half marathons, and I do like pushing my limits. And the Wim Hof method takes you out of your comfort zone a lot, and it does push your limits. It's pushed mine, but it gives you a strength, a mental strength, or it allows you to remember your mental strength and to practice this mental strength. I was talking just now about mind over matter, and something that I love saying is, everything to me is definitely mind over matter. And if you don't mind, it doesn't matter. Now, I'm going to be talking about that particular, if you don't mind, it doesn't matter, in one or two of my other videos, which will be coming up. As I'm currently busy doing a hypnotherapy course, I've always had a very, very keen interest in the mind, and I believe that the physical is very, very linked to your mind. So a little bit of background on me. I was busy doing a Master of Metaphysical Psychology, and I've done relationship counseling. I've written a couple of books on relationships and the impact of vibrational patterning on relationships and on your mind and on your whole well-being. But I'm going to be going a little bit more deeply into the whole mind over matter thing in another video. But it is a big, big part of the Wim Hof Method, is the whole mind thing and getting your mind to control what your body does. Now, this is one of the physiological things that some of the universities have been looking into with the Wim Hof Method, is they always say that the autoimmune response is not something that we have control over. It is something that your body just regulates by itself. But Wim has proven in a couple of the studies with some of these universities that he can actually turn his autoimmune responses on and off by himself. So he can do all of these things willingly and knowingly. He's a very, very interesting man. You really, really need to go and Google him and see the amazing things that he can do with his mind. And it's all about controlling your body and the responses of your body. With this breathing method, you can also impact your metabolic rate and your metabolic responses, which is very important if you're looking at weight loss, which is, I think, probably the big part that that affected my weight loss journey, was the metabolic response of the breathing. The science behind what he does. Okay, so let me just go through what the breathing is. You should be in a relaxed place. Please never, ever, ever, ever do this if you are driving or if you're in water, because there's a good chance that you could drown or have a terrible accident, which we don't want that to happen. So I would suggest that you are in a relaxed place where you can either sit comfortably, which I don't like doing. I actually like lying down because the physical response to this is actually quite hectic. So you lie down, and then I used to be a singer, so if you know to breathe from your stomach, so you expand your stomach out, you take a deep breath in, and you stick your stomach out, so it's like one of those ugly things, but then you need to take it up into your lungs and expand your lungs sideways, so you full up, and then you try and you breathe right into your head. So it goes from your stomach into your chest, into your head. So let's do this once. It would be, and you let it out. But you don't force it out. And now there's a big thing. If you force it out, you're not going to get that sort of like that hyperventilative state. Because what you do is you do this breathing where you go all the way in, and you repeat that 30 times. I find it's because you kind of lose yourself a little bit. I count in tens. It's a lot easier, and then you won't get confused. So you do that whole breathing 30 times. Then on the last one, you breathe it all out, like properly all out, and you time yourself. Now, that has to stay. Now, then you hold your breath. Now, that's where the magic happens, is in that time where you have expelled your breath and you are now holding your breath. The first time you might get to 30 seconds. I normally get to about 45. Then when you have to breathe again, don't like overdo it so your veins are popping out and you're going like blue or something. No. Just let it go until you kind of getting to that uncomfortable state of where you really need to breathe again. Then you breathe in, you hold it for count to 15, out, and you repeat that. Now, what will happen in that time? Okay, there are a few things that can happen. You can start getting a tingly feeling, pins and needles all over your body. For me, the first time I did it, I got this, it felt like little bubbles all under your skin, and my whole body was vibrating, okay? It doesn't happen on the first round. You're supposed to do 3 rounds. I normally do 4, 5, sometimes 6 rounds, depending how I feel or how much time I've got. But the more rounds you do, the more intense the experience. So you get, it feels like carboxy, you know, in your face, where all these little bubbles everywhere, and you just like vibrate everywhere. It's weird. And it feels like your mouth's open, but your mouth is closed. And it feels like, oh, your hands can go like that. It's a horrible feeling, but if that happens, just like shake them out a bit. But it's going to be the most intense experience, because every part of your body vibrates, even your toes, and you can really you just feel so energized afterwards. That's the first part of the Wim Hof method. That's the breathing part. Then you're supposed to go and get into cold water. He suggests a shower for 2 minutes. I get into my swimming pool. I started off in the shower. I started off with maybe a minute, and then I built it up. But it's not really cold here, so our water's not very cold. But just to get used to it, I think start off in the shower so you won't kill yourself. But now I actually get into my pool. My pool is currently 14 degrees, which is not as cold as the water they do. They do very cold water. But we in South Africa, we don't really have that cold. And I'm in Harties, which is even warmer than, say, Joburg or a lot of the colder areas. But I'm hoping that later on in winter, it's going to get very cold, so I can actually have the full experience of being very cold. And at the moment, I clean my pool in the mornings when I get in. So, because it's cold when you just get in, and then it isn't. It just doesn't feel that cold, and you kind of relax. And it's a weird thing. I feel as if my whole body is like radiating heat, and I'm just not cold. So it's easy to clean the pool. I stay in for 10 minutes, sometimes longer. Now, the benefits that I have found from the cold water. When you get out, even though you haven't been feeling cold while you're in there, all your skin is red, which is a good thing, because it shows that the blood has come to the surface. Now, if you have increased blood circulation, if you are losing weight, you're going to have probably a reduced stretch marks, because the blood is close to the surface and it's activating the skin cells. Also, you're going to have a reduced appearance of cellulite because of the activated blood flow. Now, one of the other things of holding your breath, I'm not going to go into the details of it. It's hypoxia and whatever. There's a whole stack of a lot of things that happen. But one of the things that it forces your body to do is to create more red blood cells. These red blood cells mean that your body can get oxygen to all the different parts of your body a lot quicker. And you're going to be able to your body is going to be able to fix itself and heal itself a lot faster than it used to. So go and read up on all of the science behind it. I might do another video another time on the science behind it, because I do love the whole scientific approach to things. I'm not all airy-fairy in the sky, although I like that too. But right now, I'm going to say go and search that, research it for yourself. What the main things that for me that I have found benefit in, I have so much more energy, like not even just a little bit, a lot more energy. I'm actually quite bouncy in the mornings. My family gets cross with me because I've got too much energy. immune system. It boosts your immune system. I can't say that I have noticed anything different, but then I actually don't get sick generally. But I'm kind of waiting for someone in my family to get sick so that I can prove that I won't get it, which would be quite nice. But if you read on the website, most people say huge benefits in immune system. It's a natural anti-inflammatory. I have irritable bowel syndrome, and that causes inflammation of my intestines. And I'm often in a lot of pain. But since I've been doing this, it wasn't overnight, definitely not overnight, but I used to, when I used to lie on my stomach, if I do yoga or I exercise and I lie on my stomach, it was really sore. Now, I've been lying on my stomach and I actually don't feel anything. So for me, I know that the inflammation within my stomach is a lot better. And I think that might also have an impact on my weight loss because if you don't have an inflamed stomach lining, obviously you can have a better absorption of things, and which would also then mean vitamins are better absorbed, your food is better absorbed, which would also help with the elimination process. So I think that could also explain a little bit of the fat loss around my stomach. You sleep better. If you are battling to sleep, I would suggest you do 2 or 3 rounds of this breathing right before going to sleep. A little while ago, I was having very strange dreams, and I was waking up so many times at night. And then I started doing this breathing at night, and I slept like a log. I didn't wake up at all, except maybe just to go to the loo. But outside of that, I'm very grateful that I did wake up, because I don't want to add bedwetting to my resume of fun things that I do. But I've been sleeping so well that I wake up a lot more refreshed, which is amazing. Then also better recovery after exercise, and also just a better response to exercise. I've gotten into my whole exercise routine so quickly. I'm building muscle. I'm actually feeling amazing. And I do think that this breathing method has played a very big part and a big role in me being able to get back into exercise so quickly. A little while ago, I tried running, and I told you in one of my other videos, I kept getting injured. But I went for a run the other day. I really couldn't believe that I hadn't been running for 3 years. So yeah, this really makes a difference for exercise. And then I don't have high blood pressure, but many people do, and this method really works in lowering blood pressure. The mental benefits, it improves mental health for everybody. It relieves stress, which would also have an impact on weight, because remember, when you are very stressed, your body's producing huge amounts of cortisol, and cortisol, you cannot lose weight if you have got raised levels of cortisol all the time. So I think that might also have an impact, or have impacted my weight loss, is the reduced stress levels. It helps with depression. People who have anxiety and depression, it can help with that. I don't really get depressed, so I can't really talk from personal experience there. But if you go and have a look on the website, there are some videos about people who have really benefited and have got rid of their anxiety and depression completely just by using these methods. Boosts concentration, and it makes you happy. Can't you see? I'm always happy. And it improves creativity, which for me is very important, because I do a lot of work online and I need to be creative and find creative ideas. I write, so yeah, it's amazing. Ideas are just popping into my head a lot quicker than they normally do. So yeah, this is something I am definitely going to be doing for the rest of my life. And I've just signed up for his 10-day course, so I'm excited to see how that goes. But until next time, please do yourself a favor and go and have a look at it. Even if you don't do the cold, you know what, it's okay. His principles are based on the three things, as I said, which is the breathing, the cold, and the mental side of things. But even if you just did the breathing, you know, to get the benefit of the oxygen, the extra oxygenated blood, the extra red blood cells, all of this will really make a difference in your life. So until next time, remember, you are amazing. You can do anything you set your mind to. You are beautiful, and I will see you soon.